Hello and welcome to our ESPN video series for camera coverage for soccer. And today we're going to be talking about camera 4, which is our high end zone location. So for this camera, you can go either left or right. It doesn't matter. It really depends on how your venue is aligned and what limitations structurally you may have. But the thing to remember is you want to be centered behind either goal and be high enough to get to all four corners, especially those near corners and on whatever side you settle on, and be able to tilt down far enough and comfortably enough to see that near baseline, especially the goal line. Really, really important for good documentation and good coverage in those areas. And so for camera 4, you are the main tactical camera. You'll hear that a lot. So you can really see a lot of space and movement from that vantage point, from an elevated vantage point. And so a good way to think about camera 4 is you're essentially running like camera 1 would be, keeping that wider game framing from that spot. So again, wider is better. Want to show the play develop in front of you on the near side and the far side, keeping that good framing to show distance between ball and goal and distance between ball and other players that could be options for passes or rebounds. And so we'll see in some of these video clips kind of what that looks like. Goes a little tight there, thinking that the play might be over, a couple slide tackle situations, but ball is put back in play, and we stay wide enough here to see the ball being brought down the field. We can see different passing options as we get near the goal, keeping that same general wide framing as they put the ball on frame. You can really see some good flight of ball movement there, and just really good action coverage. Same thing on the far side in this clip here. Ball comes in from outside the box. Operator stays just wide enough to keep the person taking the shot and the goalkeeper in your shot as well. So you're not caught chasing the shot there. And this is what I'm talking about in this next clip here. Just ISO'd on this area in front of the goal. What's really important about this clip right there is they stayed wide enough, and you could really kind of see the shooting lane that the shooter had there. You can kind of see that space open up, and you can almost see it before he even takes the shot. Just really good coverage there, making sure that you're wide enough to be able to see all of that. So some other things that we talk about with some of the other cameras, different situational things on goal kicks. Again, you can go tight on your goalkeeper on the far side of the field, or you can kind of set up the whole field just to kind of see what the alignment is if they're about to kick the ball into play. Set pieces, again, ISOs as directed before the kick, and then you want to frame from the ball to the goal, no matter where that is, on the far side or the near side, just to show everything to develop in front of your frame and then collapse towards the goal as the ball moves a little bit closer. Substitutions, players coming off the field, and then penalties and tackles. Again, you're going to hear relativity and perspective a lot. You want to show the player who committed the foul in this situation, and be ready to adjust for the officials when they enter the frame. Many, many times they will have long conversations, and if they pull a card out, you want to be able to adjust to be able to see that, because the player who just got that card is usually going to have a really, really good reaction that you don't want to miss. So let's do some framing comparisons here. Again, near side framing, really dynamic, really wide enough to be able to see this play developed if they put the ball in the box. And again, comparing right here, obviously much too tight. You're shooting just about this tight anyway from the tight ISO camera, so no need to be this tight. You should be much more widened out, because you can see she's about to kick the ball, and you've got no idea where that's going to go or what player they're looking at when they're putting that ball forward. Far side framing, as they approach the box, again, you can kind of see really good framing here. Got some options to play the ball to, and it keeps you wide enough that if they put the ball in the box, it's an easy move, and you're going to still be wide enough as the ball moves into the box to be able to see who might have a play on it. And again, just comparing, too tight here going away from you, cutting off probably 50% of the goal here. You can see she's about to take a shot. So it might be a little bit difficult to track the shot being this tight here. Inside the box, we talk about being able to ease in and isolate more of that area, but staying wide enough to keep the full frame of the goal in your shot. And then you can also see other players that could be involved in the play. That way, if they make a pass or a nice cross and someone makes a really good play, you're going to have all of that right in your shot. Same kind of thing on free kicks. Really sets it up nicely when it's right down the middle for you. And a lot of directors might take this shot live for this kick just because it's a really good look to see the wall placement, where they're thinking about maybe trying to put this shot. And you can really see the bend of the kick, which is really important. And then lastly, talk about this with some of the other cameras, just being able to frame for fonts. So again, being really comfortable with where your graphics are, knowing what's coming, and making sure that frame is set before the director takes your shot to air, so you don't have to make any kind of awkward adjustments on air to adjust for the fonts. That concludes our talk on camera 4 today. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your next game.